Alright, so you're going to be seeing this video on Wednesday. I do chest and legs. We're not going to worry about doing chest for you right now. Eventually down the road we'll worry about that. So, legs. Legs are very important. Like I said about back last night, legs are really big muscle groups, so it's kind of the most bang for your buck when it comes to building muscle. Because think of it this way, if you have a 1 pound muscle, and you add a pound, that's increasing, that's doubling in size, that's increasing 100% of that mass. Take a really long time. Let's say you have a leg muscle that's 10 pounds, add a pound of muscle to that, that's only adding 10%. So it's, I don't know if that makes sense to you or not, but it's kind of like you can add more muscle to your bigger muscles with less work. So with your legs, you got three main muscle groups. You got your quadriceps, which are here in the front, your quads. You got your hamstrings, which are down here, like behind your knees up to your butt. Your hams or your hamstrings. And then your glutes, obviously, are your butt, your gluteus maximus. There's like other gluteus muscles, but that's the big one. Hence maximus, big. So yeah, quads, hamstrings, glutes. You got calves too, but we're not going to worry about those. So what we're going to do, squats are like the super exercise for legs. Like, fall in love with squats. You're going to do a lot of squats. Just like I said last night with like pull-ups and rows and stuff, there's a million different kinds of squats you can do out there. We're going to try to keep it simple. You're going to do 10 by 10 just like always. And you're going to use your kettlebell again. Now here's the thing. I know our family, we don't have the greatest knees. And so you've probably heard some people say like squats are bad for your knees. Don't do squats, they're bad for your knees. It's actually the opposite. If you have bad knees, you want to do squats because it strengthens all the muscles around your knees. So, you know, you won't, like mom dislocated her knee once. I know Ira dislocated his knee once. If you have strong leg muscles, they're going to hold all that stuff right in place and you'll be less likely to do that. So, squats, depending on how you do them, they'll work mostly quads and some hamstrings and some glutes. I would say it's like 2/3 quads the way we're going to do them, and then 1/3 hamstring and glutes. So we're going to use a chair. These are called box squats. And what the chair is for is when you get really good at squatting, you want to go really deep. You want to squat like all the way down. It's called ass to grass. It's kind of a funny expression, but basically you want your leg, so if this is you standing when you squat, in competition like powerlifting, you have to break 90 degrees. So you have to break 90 degrees, but we're not going to worry about that. What we're going to do is we're going to use a chair or your coffee table or something, and when you squat down, I want you to do basically two motions. You're going to stick your butt way out. It's going to feel awkward, and you're going to go down, and it's going to take a little bit to get your balance right. So you're going to stick your butt back, you're going to go down, and this is how you know if you're doing it right, and you should really check this. You should always be able to wiggle your toes. So if you get down here and you're on your toes and you can't wiggle your toes, you're too far forward. You want to rock back. Again, it's going to use some balance. You should always be able to wiggle your toes. So test it out, even without a weight or anything. Go down. You can use your chair. Sit down in your chair, or almost. Like, you want to be able to feel it, but you don't want to just sit down. You want to just like touch your butt to it. Make sure you can wiggle your toes. Very important. So, if you want to, I'm going to show you how to do it with weight, but you can also do it without weight. You're a big girl. You can use weight. Use a light weight if you have to, but start using weight just to get used to it. So, take your kettlebell. We're going to do it like a goblet squat. They call it a goblet squat because usually you're going to use a dumbbell and you hold it like it's a goblet, like you're drinking from it. So you hold it like this. I'll show you what a real goblet squat looks like, and then I'll show you our little variation. So a real goblet squat, stand up nice and tall, hold it like a goblet right up next to your chest, stick your butt out, drop down, try to keep that butt back, make sure you can wiggle your toes, and then come back up, and at the top, make sure your hips come forward. There's that last little hip thrust, and what that does is you want to feel your butt tighten up. That's just like a little extra butt workout. So drop down, push up from your heels, and there's one. So that's kind of the general idea. We're going to use the chair. So we don't have to worry about you going too deep or hurting yourself or anything. This way you can go right to failure when you're using a chair. Like really push yourself with these, because the thing is, if you go and like, oh my gosh, I can't get back up, it's like, it's okay, you're sitting in a chair. So take your kettlebell, hold it like you're gonna drink from it right up here, something nice and comfortable. And that's all you're gonna do. Stick the butt out. Try to make that like a separate motion so you can get used to it. And then drop down into the chair. Don't sit all the way down, but just like touch it. Then come back up. 1, 2, 3. Make sure you can wiggle your toes the whole time. 4, 5. Pop the hips at the top. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's it. So again, the important part, stick your butt out, wiggle your toes. That's all there is to it. Use a weight, use a light weight if you have to, but just so you get used to that whole position. I want you to get used to holding something while you do it, because you can do it with your arms out, you can do it with your arms overhead, but just get used to holding something. So, all right, that's 6 minutes. That's a long video. Good luck. 10 by 10. Remember, 10 by 10 always. Do the whole workout. Short rest times.